Hola.
And we're live. What's going on?
I feel compelled to say that normally this is when we do a Dear Flabby,
Mm-hmm.
and we have decided to take a little break, not a long break.
Yep.
So please keep sending them in, and we'll get to them. What do you think the chances are we'll ever do another Dear Flabby?
If we've got other things to talk about, I'm good with not doing it until it feels right again. I'd like to do it. It's fun. But I feel like we were forcing it for a while just to do it. You know what I mean? I feel like if we just gave it a break and came back to it when we're like, hey, Dear Flabby sounds fun. You know what I mean? I think that'd be better.
Do you remember when we did the first live stream that we did? Do you remember what it was?
No.
It was the episode 1 of the official podcast voicemails.
Well, oh, really? Was that was our first live stream?
Yeah, that's why we decided to live stream.
Wow. Genius.
Do you remember how you felt by episode 10 of the voicemails?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay. I think the same thing happened with the Dear Flabbies.
Mm-hmm. It was just too much. Not. It just seemed like it dragged on. It seemed like every question you were just like reading them, and I was just like, okay, another one of those. You know what I mean? Like,
so we can
same.
actually blame our listeners
Mhm.
for the ending Dear Flabby for not having good problems for us to solve.
Yeah. It's not that we're not creative or we can't come up with new material.
Right.
It's their fault.
It has nothing to do with us spending no time prepping for our shows ever.
No. Why would you even say that?
Right. So this is 100%, without a shadow of a doubt,
Mhm.
the listener's fault. So fuck you, listeners, for fucking us out of Dear Flabby.
We are untouchable. we are the best podcasters in the history of podcasting.
So look at this. Normally I don't do this because I'm such a whore.
Mm-hmm.
You know how normally I only highlight a comment if it's somebody that put in for a super chat or whatever?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that this time.
All right.
All right.
I think I'm going to join the Patreon. Any thoughts?
Actually, we do have a thought.
I do have a thought about that, actually. That's the one thing that I actually have a thought about.
Please do. We would greatly appreciate it. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time begging people to join the Patreon this time. I think that went too long last week.
I don't think so.
I felt dirty, like a dirty little whore.
Really? I felt fine.
So during the tail end of last week's or Wednesday's recording,
Mhm.
this email came in.
Yeah.
So I thought we should discuss it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. How to be a top tier podcaster. So it's somebody looking to help.
Yes. Yeah. I'm assuming it's a listener that wants us to get to the next level.
Not the level that we're at.
Right. The
next
next
one up.
level. Right.
And I don't even want to stop there. I want to go 2 to 3 more levels higher than that.
I want to skip the next level and go to like at least 3 levels after that. I don't even want to be on any of those levels. Straight to the top. That's where I want to go. None of the steps in between.
I want to be so high that I look down at the level that we're at now and make fun of them for talking about trying to go to the next level.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Do you want to start a podcast network?
Yes. I've always wanted to start a podcast network.
Can we do it and make money off of it, off of
Probably.
other people's work?
Probably not. We can't even do it and make money off of our work barely. I don't. What are you talking about?
Well, so that's easy to fix. We get a conglomerati. Is that right?
The glitterati. Yep. If it's not a word, it should be.
And we bring in like a bunch of top tier podcasters into our network.
Yeah.
And tell them we're going to get them to the next up tier. So we're going to have to go into it masquerading as a tier above them and tell them we're going to bring them up to our tier. You've never heard of us because
we're just that good.
Yeah.
Huh. So if we bring in a bunch of top tier talent and sell their content and keep most of the money, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I mean, We're missing a few of the key components, but it sounds like a great idea.
I don't know who this is, but I am a fan of Twitch, I think.
Damn, guy on the right looked cute as fuck with his bald head. God damn. My head's not even bald.
And you're not even on the
And
right.
I'm not even on the right. What do you mean?
Okay, so anyway, top tier podcast. This is the checklist of everything we need to do to get to that top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
You ready?
Tell more personal stories.
Perfect. We can do that.
Okay. Number 2, except Anthony can't.
Damn it.
Number 3, Anthony doesn't have anything interesting happen, apparently.
Right.
Also, do actual ads. You won't be successful if you can't just do a scripted promo without insulting the company you are promoting.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's one that we need to concentrate on.
I disagree.
On what do you mean you just how the fuck can you disagree?
Because I disagree. We need to find companies that will let us insult them and still pay us. That should be the goal.
The problem there is Anthony too.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, drop Anthony.
Mm-hmm. I agree. This production needs less Anthony. Where's our names? Why isn't our name on the screen? What the hell? You never put our name on the screen anymore. How do you do that? I don't even know how to do it.
Can we not worry about that right now?
I'm worried about it.
Fuck.
So are we dropping me? Am I out?
Oh, wait a minute. It can't show because of the banner.
Oh.
See?
All right. Damn it. So we can't have both. Just flip back and forth.
You can't have it both ways.
Just flip back and forth.
So why is it that so I'm in talks right now with somebody for advertising on our show.
Okay.
How can I guarantee that you won't fuck this up?
If I'm not on the show, that's the only way you can guarantee.
Win-win. Got it.
Right. So if by chance I make it through one ad read without fucking it up, I will try harder next time to fuck it up.
All right. It's like you don't even want me to be able to quit my job.
That's not one of my goals, no. So we've had this conversation so many times. If we're doing a show and you want to quit your job and I want to quit my job, of course, in order for that to be a sustainable, successful thing, it has to be something that we can both enjoy every week and we both like, right? And I hear
the fucking money truck back up to my door every week, beep, 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 and they just dump off a bunch of ad read money, how would you not enjoy that?
I would enjoy that part very much until I have to sell fucking toothbrush subscriptions.
But I need you to look at something. Our listeners are telling us to do ads. They're not saying, "Hey, we appreciate you having integrity and not just selling anything." They're saying, "Do this. Make money doing this."
I don't care though.
I care what our listeners want. If there's anything that I care about, it's what our listeners want.
All right. So how about this? We'll do, as a show, we can do ad reads. I'll sit quietly and you can do your ad reads all you want.
Okay.
And I'll give you 60% of the money.
I'll
take 40%.
All the money. I get all the ad read money.
No.
I'm going to have it. You won't even fucking know. I'm going to do an ad read, and I'm going to do it so fucking slick that you won't even know. And I'll have the money routed through fucking Switzerland or whatever in my offshore account.
Yeah. I want you to do that. That just sounds complicated, even the way you described it. Oh God.
I'm going to get so much ad read money that I'm going to need to contact Midway Equipment Rental out of Whitefish, Montana, to rent me a fork truck to move all my money around.
Oh God.
And you know what else?
Hmm.
Hold on, I gotta find it. I'm gonna have to contact Dave Imperado, branch manager of Midway Equipment Rental. Cha-ching!
Every time you show his picture, we get 10 cents, right? Oh, God. Tell me that you, bing, tell me that you think that we could actually make it through an ad read and make it good and feel good about it when we were done. Right. That is exactly right.
It depends what the product is.
If it's something that we use, believe in, do whatever, and we think people would, get. If we think it's something that people could use, fine, okay, I get it. But that's not how it works. That's not how any of the advertising. You don't get to. You don't
wait,
get to do that.
You wait and see what I have in store for you, Mister.
All right.
You are going to be so shocked and surprised. This is Operation Shock and Awe. You're going to be so awed at what's coming at you.
Mm-hmm. It better be Steakums. That's all I know.
No, it's not Steakums.
Fuck, I'm out.
Oh, let's see here. Bob wants to know how much per episode to rent the wall space where the Sonic Youth poster is.
Depends on what you want to put up there.
You can't adjust the rates on. Just put a rate up. Yeah, do that. Take the poster down and put this space for rent, and then fuck, man, that's genius. And then I get half that money too.
No, that's all my money.
No. If you're getting half my ad read money, I'm getting half your wall space money.
How about we both rent out each of our wall spaces? How about our foreheads? We can write something on our fucking forehead.
So
for Bob's show, if Bob's talking about advertising his show, I would do that for a reasonable rate, just because I like Bob.
What's reasonable?
I don't know. I'll let him decide what's reasonable.
No, because I might want to rent it. What's reasonable?
No, for you, whatever reasonable is times 7.
What about the tablecloth you got hanging up there? How much to rent that spot?
Tablecloth. I eat on that, so it's got some mustard stains on it. Oh God. How much to rent the wall space? Let's see. How about $25 per episode? Would that work? Would that be? I don't fucking know. I don't know what rates would go. What do I look like, a fucking advertising agency?
So okay, we'll figure this out. So there's a CPM. Okay, just like when you're dealing with podcast editors or commercials and all that, it's CPM. Mm-hmm. It's cost. CPM stands for cost per thousand for some reason. M means thousand in Greek or whatever. Fuck, I don't know.
Greek means anal.
So you cost per anal is $25. Okay, so I gotta pull up my calculator here. We average about 40 people per episode watching.
So far, so good.
25 per thousand divided by 1,000. So that's 2.5 cents per person times 40 people. $1.
Is that rounding up? All right, so $25 sounds good then, right?
Is that no limit? So are you doing this legit? I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, of course, but I don't know what the rate's going to be. I don't know what a fair rate is.
$25. We already established it.
Is that fair? God, that's a lot of work to take this poster down and put something else up.
No.
Every time.
No, don't take the poster down. Just that's the space that's available.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your boundary box. So whatever they give you has to fit inside that.
Okay.
If they give you just something like an 11 by 17 piece of paper, then it just goes. Yeah.
Yeah, $25. Sure, why not? Sounds fair.
All right, so you need whoever's going to do this. You need to send me $12.50 because I got to make sure that I get a hold of this fucking money.
Oh God. Maybe we should just start an advertising agency.
Yeah, we're good at that.
I was gonna say charge people to put on their podcast.
So this thing here. So Chuck E. Cheese is apparently going out of business.
I heard something about that.
Okay. So Chuck E. Cheese, so they're in bankruptcy. They're asking the bankruptcy judge to spend $2 million to destroy 7 billion prize tickets that they have.
Why?
So that I don't understand. Like, okay, so they have 7 billion prize tickets that they've had printed, or I don't know if they're in a fucking warehouse or a safe or what. I don't know.
They're in a briefcase.
Okay, so is Chuck E. Cheese open? They have to be open.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that's what their concern is. They're wanting to destroy the tickets
Mm-hmm.
because they're still open,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want them to fall in the wrong hands.
So just put a fucking lock on it. I don't understand why do you need to destroy them? Why would they need to be destroyed before you were in bankruptcy or compared to after you were in bankruptcy?
No, okay, so let's just say that they dropped them from an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Then everybody could still run to the remaining Chuck E. Cheese's and buy their fucking motor scooters or whatever they got.
Yeah.
They want to destroy them. Apparently, this is the tipping point. If these tickets got out, then Chuck E. Cheese would be unable to pull out of bankruptcy.
So, but don't you have to win the tickets? It's not like either the options are destroy them or give them away, right?
How would they know if you want them or not? If okay,
I'm confused. So they have these tickets. They give the tickets.
Attorneys for the so no, these tickets are like they ordered them from their distributor,
Mm-hmm.
and then they showed up at whatever Chuck E. Cheese Incorporated. I don't know what the fuck,
Yeah.
whatever. And now they're filing for bankruptcy. So it says attorneys for the pizza chain said it would be better to pay and destroy them rather than risk the tickets, which are worth about $9 million in prizes, falling into the hands of the public.
How would they? Okay, I'm confused. How would they fall into the hands of the public?
The ticket, emblazoned with the Chuck E. Cheese rat logo, were printed in June before the bankruptcy filing and never delivered because the company had not yet paid for them. The arcade was already shifting to an electronic ticket system before the coronavirus pandemic struck. The move was hastened to provide more contactless service. However, the rapid shift left the company with a mountain of paper tickets that are no longer needed or wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not even going to use them in their stores.
Okay.
Okay, so their distribution center has whatever 52 billion tickets,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got to get rid of them.
They don't
Because-
though. They
because
could
now
just
they're
say
using-
they could just say after this date, we are not taking paper tickets anymore. Right?
No, you can't say that paper tickets are not legal tender if you
What's it has to do with chicken? I don't understand.
Here's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Before this judge rules on this,
Mm-hmm.
I say we put together a band of misfits.
Yeah.
We do an Ocean's 11. We go in and take the fucking tickets.
Yes.
Then, okay, so let's see. We get the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like Operation. Think of a funny operation name for this.
Operation Get the Tickets. Is that funny enough?
Perfect. Okay, so Operation Get the Tickets is 2-phase. First phase, we get the tickets. Second phase, we've got to spend the tickets.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
We have to have a distribution system to get them out, right? Because you can't just give them to one person. And here's my 10 million tickets. I'll take the dune buggy.
right. So after we get all the tickets, we're gonna have. That's when we transition into phase 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to spread out. Like we'll have to hit them all at the same time. Congruently.
It's going to be a coordinated effort to hit all the Chuck E. Cheeses.
It has to be because you know that, like, hey, somebody just came in here and bought the fucking dune buggy.
Yep.
Close
Somebody
it up.
bought the dune buggy here too.
Right, but we'll already be gone
Right.
if we do it right.
Right.
Okay, so we know Fritzy has to be involved because he's already got the costume.
Mm-hmm. He's our the sneak. What do you call the guy that sneaks around and goes? Yeah, he goes through the air ducts. He's the one that goes through the air ducts.
In the big
everybody has a
raccoon
job.
costume?
Yes, everybody has a job.
Okay, so Fritzy, I think we have some more furry listeners. I just don't know them by name, but they're in. You're in. If
Your band of merry men is in.
we need all the furries. This is a call to action. This is what you've been training your entire life for.
We are officially yelling into the forest. Come to us.
If I wish I had one of them fucking, what are they, conkle shells or whatever.
shells.
Okay, so who else is going to be in our? How many people is this? How many people are we going to have?
I think we're going to need a team. I don't know exactly how many, but we're going to need an international team. So we're going to need somebody in every country, right?
So, okay, we need Mexican furries too, I guess, then.
They don't all have to be furries. We've got the furries covered. The furry team is the actual team that sneaks in and gets the tickets, right?
There are Delta Force, right?
Right. So we're going to have to steal some Chuck E. Cheese
Do
uniforms.
you think that there's a furry that dresses up as a seal? Because I want him to be part of the team. I want to have a seal.
like with the fucking mask with the scars all over his face? Oh, that kind of seal. Yes, I sure hope so. I want to see a furry dressed up as a walrus, but like a really cheap one. Just 2 pencils in his mouth.
I'm in. I'll be on the ground on this.
We're gonna need to rent an ice cream truck, I think.
Just cause?
Yeah,
'Cause
not
I get
for
hungry?
this. Just, not for this. I just want to rent an ice cream truck.
We're, okay, so part of my demands in this is we're going to need a food truck, like preferably tacos.
Just as a side mission, we need a food truck. It's not even going to be anything to do with the plan. It's not going to be a disguise or anything. I just want tacos out of a truck.
Dave from Man Brain's pretty good with voices. We could probably use him.
Yeah. So are we going to have to do any phone work? Is there going to be somebody calling and he could pretend to be like a chick or something?
Sure, yeah, that's it. I mean,
He's
we're
going to be like the CEO of Chuck E. Cheese or whatever.
No, he's going to be the CEO of the people that printed the tickets.
Oh,
he's going to
yeah.
be looking for the money.
Oh, okay. Huh. So are we robbing them from the people that printed the tickets, or are we robbing them from Chuck E. Cheese itself?
For the sake of this conversation, I think we're going to say Chuck E. Cheese because otherwise we don't need the furries.
So we have to figure out when Chuck E. Cheese is taking delivery, and we have to set all of this into motion so that it happens at the same time they take delivery of the tickets, right?
What?
I don't know. They got I don't know. They got air ducts at Chuck E. Cheese, right? So we can get somebody
No.
in the air duct. That's all that
No.
matters.
No, we can't. So that's stupid. It's like you're not even thinking anymore. If we rob them at the same time they're accepting delivery, they're going to know the tickets are gone, and then they're not going to accept them when we go buy all the Doom buggies. So we have to hit them the day before they're supposed to be delivered, and then replace them with 18 billion something else's, so that we can take those and spend them, and then when they go get the other ones delivered, they're going to be counterfeit tickets, and they're going to go, "We've been had."
So it couldn't be that hard to print up counterfeit Chuck E. Cheese tickets. Maybe we just do that. Print up $9 million of counterfeit Chuck E. Cheese tickets. There's already a company that does it. Maybe we just call them.
But then we won't need the furries.
And we would need $9 million.
Okay. So if you are, what is it, of the furry spectrum? Is that how you say that?
Yes, it is now.
Okay, I think I'm going to try something here. I'm going to take a left turn here.
All right.
Okay. So if you are a furry
Mhm.
and you have a bunch of other furry friends that you think might be interested in jumping into these shenanigans with us, have them contact us at patreon.com/who's right. That's where we're setting all this up.
Right. We're putting our plans behind a paywall so the feds don't get in. We can't be planning this shit out in the open.
So you have to understand that once you go there and sign up, it's all coded. You're gonna listen to something and think, well, they're not even talking about it. We are.
We are.
You just have to figure out the code.
Right. You've got a lot of years of catching up to do to decode all of this. Just in general, nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's just going to take you a long time to decode all of this. So let's see. Foey team commence operation. Get the tickets. Oh God.
So it's just me, you, some furries, and Dave hanging out. That's what
Yeah.
we're gonna take over the.
Yeah, as long as Dave got one of those headsets on with the little mic that comes to his mouth and he's typing on the keyboard really fast, he's our inside guy. He's our tech guy.
What about the mailman? We got a mailman. We should be able to use him for something.
Oh, we do have them. Oh, so they got to deliver the. Maybe we figure out a way to get them to deliver the tickets using his
Just call
truck.
the mailman and say, "Hey, just bring that over here instead."
Yes,
That's the whole thing.
That's the plan. We've got furries on standby, but can you just bring them here instead? Oh my god. Yeah, I think this is genius. We're gonna be rich.
Okay, so after we disperse the furries to go buy their
Dune
appointed
buggies.
dune buggies.
Mm-hmm.
When they bring them back, then we kill them, right?
Well, yeah, we need dune buggies for ourselves. We need an army of dune buggies.
No, my plan is to eventually sell all the dune buggies, including yours, because you're dead in my story too.
You're gonna kill me too. This is turning out to be a good movie.
and then once we have all the dune buggies,
Wait,
sold,
you mean you?
I get to quit my job.
Oh, see, so it all comes back around. Yeah, it all ties up nicely in a bow at the end. It'll show you walking away in the sunset in the wake of all this destruction. Me and all the furries are dead. And Chuck E. Cheese is out of business.
At the end of it, I'm going to do like the guy does on Breakfast Club. The last frame will just be me like this with my hand in the air.
Yeah.
And then Don't You Forget About Me comes on.
Perfect. I love it. It's not a bad idea. I think we can do something with this. Hollywood's going to pick this shit up. You know it.
Yeah, we're going to end up if we're going to do this, we got to do it quick.
Before this episode comes out.
Shit.
We're the ones that publish this shit, right? So we can kind of put it out whenever we want. Just forget about the live stream. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have to do it quick.
All right. So
so hold on. Did you hear that Chuck E. Cheese they got in on the like gourmet pizza delivery game when they were trying at the beginning of this pandemic? Did you hear anything about that?
What the fuck is there gourmet about Chuck E. Cheese pizza? That is like the worst fucking pizza.
I know. So they started another company under the umbrella of Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. They called it Pasquale's Pizza. Pasquale is one of their like band members from their animatronic band. So I'm not making this up. They started a Pasquale's Pizza delivery only. And they added it to a bunch of food apps, right when the pandemic hit, everybody was using those fucking food apps to get food delivered, and they called it Gourmet Pizza, and they were just literally delivering Chuck E. Cheese pizza as Pasquale's Gourmet Pizza. Genius. Fucking genius.
Did you ever go to Razzmatazz?
No. It sounds familiar, but I never went there. I think I remember it, but I was young. I think it closed a long time ago. It was kind of like Chuck E. Cheese, though, right? But better,
Yeah,
or worse,
No, it was better.
depending on how you look at it.
Chuck E. Cheese is filled with dirty people, man. Like it's so gross.
Yeah, and it's not even like, I don't know. I'm like, it's not even fun. I don't get it. Like it's. I remember when I was a kid, I thought it was cool, but.
So there's some videos on YouTube. I didn't think to pull them up or anything, but it's somebody that bought one of the Chuck E. Cheese bands, the animatronic bands.
Really?
And then programmed them to play current songs.
Oh, that's awesome.
When I get super rich, I will have one of those bands in my living room.
Just all the time. I don't want the whole band. I just want one of them.
The hot chick.
Yeah. Duh.
Make a sex doll out of one of the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics.
It's already got the fucking animal features that I want,
Do you think that like furries would get hard when they were in Chuck E. Cheese? Like, would that be too much of a distraction that we can't involve them in this?
I never even gave that any thought. You might be right about that.
You walk in and they're all just like humping like dogs on the robots.
You're supposed to be stealing the tickets.
Quit fucking his face.
Oh God.
Okay. Chuck E. Cheese, check. Police seized 345,000 used condoms that were cleaned and sold as new.
I don't
You're
see
only
the problem.
laughing because apparently you don't use rubbers.
Yeah, I don't. But I mean, I don't see the problem with this. If they clean them,
They were cleaned in Vietnam. How clean do you think they were?
it depends on if they were made in Vietnam, just as clean as they were when they made them.
No, I think these come in from all over the world. Like
They just ship them to Vietnam. Here's a box of used condoms.
So what I'm curious about, okay, so police in Vietnam have confiscated an estimated 345,000 used condoms, which had been cleaned and resold as new. How do you get them? Like, when you get done with a condom,
Mm-hmm.
it goes in either the toilet or the garbage can.
Right.
In what world are there 345,000 rubbers to get?
I wonder if they put out a call like, hey, if you send us your used condoms, we'll pay you, or bring them here in a box and we'll pay you 10 cents a piece or whatever, you know? If they put out a call like that, just some random building, I could see them getting 345,000 used condoms. Don't you? I mean, if you're dirt poor fucking Vietnamese
Then you
dildo
wouldn't have
smuggler,
a fucking rubber.
yeah, but you're dirt poor. You don't want to have more kids, but you still want to have sex. I'm guessing. Fuck, I don't know. If you're that poor, maybe you're right. Maybe you just chance it.
If you're so poor that you're carrying around used rubbers to get a nickel, you can't afford to buy the rubbers in the first place.
So maybe this was a
Unless you're
recycling
Jewish.
effort. Unless you're Jewish.
So maybe they did this call to action in Jewville, wherever the fuck that is.
Jewville. I think that's a fucking book by Dr. whatever his name is.
Dr. Jew.
Dr. Jew. Dr. Seuss. I don't know why I couldn't think of Dr. Seuss. Oh, God. So maybe it was like a recycling effort, like they did with aluminum cans.
The owner of the warehouse said they had received a monthly input of used condoms from an unknown person. So one person.
One person. God, that's a lot of sex.
Okay, so maybe like whorehouses. Somebody that owned.
Oh. That might be it.
I think, isn't Vietnam just filled to the brim with whorehouses?
Yeah. Underage whorehouses, right? Isn't that like their number one export or import or whatever? whatever. If I owned a whorehouse in Vietnam and I could make like a side income selling the used condoms, yeah. I mean, I would be there with a fucking box scooping out all the cum into a big huge jar, and I'd sell that too. I'd sell the cum and I'd sell the condoms.
Just like the Indians when they killed an animal, they didn't leave any part of it
Right.
unused.
Right. And then when I was all done, I would take the condoms, dump them out to the guy and he'd count them out or whatever. And then the box that they came in, I would sell that on eBay. Used condom storage box. I mean, people on eBay buy whatever.
So you scoop out all the cum out of these rubbers into in my story, it's a 5-gallon bucket.
Yep.
You have somebody walk around recording you, and then you just scoop out handfuls of cum and throw it at people and yell "Surprise Bukkake."
Yep. It's a new fucking show. Ashton Kutcher's gonna host that shit.
What the fuck is this? Surprise Bukkake. Ah, you guys, you got me.
Oh God. You could. I'm sure you could sell it to somebody. They do all kinds of animal or testing research or whatever. Can't they test research on fucking cum? Can't they make like that shit that they inject into Keanu Reeves or whatever to make him walk? Who's the guy that can't walk?
What are you talking about?
Superman, the guy
Reeves?
that the guy Christopher Reeves, Keanu Reeves, Christopher Reeves, whatever. So, what's the shit that they injected into him to make him walk? Stem cells. Can't they get stem cells out of cum?
But he never walked, did he?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He died
Wasn't
in a
there-
wheelchair.
Yeah, but he walked at some point and then he just sat back down, right?
He walked before he got on the horse.
No, I'm talking about after. They fucking injected him with some fucking batter and then he's like, ooh, feeling good. And then it wore off and he sat back down and died. Isn't that how it happened? Am I remembering this wrong?
I'm saying that you're misremembering. I don't remember him ever getting up saying, I feel good. He was always just driving himself around with that straw.
Huh. Hey, no, something. He injected himself with some fetal shit, and then maybe he like moved his finger or something.
That's different. Ever walk again?
Is it different? If he moved his finger, it's basically the same thing.
He made this famous Super Bowl ad 5 years after the horse riding accident that left him paralyzed from the neck down. Reeve never did walk, but his dream did not end with his death. Yes, it did. If his dream was to walk again and he died, that's the end of the dream. Unless you're a puppet.
I'm pretty sure no matter what your dream is, once you're dead, your dream ends with you. But didn't he like get injected with something and move his hand or something? I mean, I thought there was something. Fuck, I don't remember. There was a big, huge thing about stem cells, and people were like cracking open babies and drinking their blood and shit. You know what I mean? Wasn't that like rich people had a glass and they'd crack the baby open like an egg and drink the baby blood and it would make them like live forever? Don't you remember? I can't just be making this up. This can't just be something that I made up in my head.
Your story is so much better than our furry ticket deal.
All right. So if you were rich and if somebody told you and you believed them, that's the key here. You believe them that if you take a fetus, it has to be fresh, crack it open like an egg at the neck and drink the blood and you would live forever. Would you do it?
Oh, duh. Yeah. I mean,
do I get an extra 6 months? I don't even need to live forever.
I just want to make it through this weekend.
I promise you'll make it through this weekend if you do this.
Okay, so it depends. What color's the baby?
Blue, probably.
I gotta choke it first.
No, they
I'm not
come.
an animal.
They come pre-choked. There's a service that chokes them for you.
Okay, so it's important because if it's like if it's a Mexican baby, I don't like spicy shit. So
all right, what if it's Chinese?
Then I'll get hungry again right afterwards.
Oh God! All right, fine.
Do we have any other stereotypes we can throw into this real quick?
Yeah. If it's white, it'll be bland and tasteless, right?
So we're going all the way back to the baby in a blender thing.
Fuck! I forgot about that. God damn it!
That's it. We're out of material. Everything is done.
We've made it all the way back around. Son of a bitch. Oh well, fuck it.
Oh,
so did you hear about this Pony the prostitute?
Fuck. So what about you? Would you? Okay, let's say it was an aborted baby.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was going to be aborted, but then for some reason, they didn't do the abortion because they wanted to donate their kid to this stem cell project. So anyway, the kid's not going to be missed.
Okay.
If you got, let's say,
that's an irrelevant detail, but okay. I don't care.
Let's say you got 10 years. You're going to live for another. You're not going to age one day over the next 10 years.
Okay.
Would you do it?
Yes, absolutely. 100%. We do as a society, we do all kinds of crazy shit to prolong our lives. That's just one more. As long as the key would be that you would have to be able to somehow separate the act of snapping that baby's neck.
I thought you were talking about separating the meat from the bone.
I mean, basically I am. If we could separate the act of, I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to snap the baby's neck. All I had to do was drink this red liquid and I live forever.
Part of the ritual is you have to snap the neck. And he's looking at you.
So you have to do it while he's alive?
Yes.
Huh. Yeah, I'd still say yeah. I mean,
you have to pull the pacifier out.
I was going to say,
punch the baby in the face.
I was going to say, yeah, I thought you had to choke him with his own umbilical cord. It's the only way to do it.
Okay. Let's say that you're going to, so in this scenario, you're going to die tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to do everything that we just said,
Mhm.
and you get one more week.
Only a week?
Yeah. Otherwise, you die right now. If you make the decision that you're not
No.
going to do it, you die right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no because it's gonna take me at least a week to forget about what I did, what I had to do to live that extra week.
Okay, so like you would die right now. You couldn't say goodbye to anybody. Nothing. You just fall over dead on the live stream right here, which
Yeah.
would be great for us.
Yeah, it would be for you, not for us.
No, it's still us. It's 50-50.
Oh yeah, cool. Goes into my estate. Yes, I think I would actually. Yeah, I think I would.
Okay, now what if it's a wanted kid? Like you have to go take the baby.
Like he killed somebody? What?
No, you have to go to your neighbor's house and take one of their kids and do it.
Oh, so it's either their baby or me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be me. Duh.
For just for a week, you're going to ruin this whole family's life so you can have a week to listen to shitty music and watch Bob's Burgers.
Yes. I don't understand the conundrum that you're in here. Why is the answer anything other than yes? I get an extra week. Did you not hear that part?
All right. Well, I wouldn't do it.
I don't believe you.
Me neither.
God, yeah. Plus, it all depends on when it is. When's the new Bob's Burgers coming out?
Can they forward me the whole season first?
Yeah, I'm gonna binge that shit right before I die.
So this is funny. You don't have a Facebook.
Nope.
So there's these things now when you're scrolling, there'll be an article, and then it'll say there's like a little highlight underneath it says fact check.
Mhm.
So you can read the article, and then you can immediately click the link where somebody has fact checked this article.
Jesus Christ.
What? We haven't even got to the good part yet.
Just that is fucking insane. But anyways, go ahead.
I think that's great. I think
It's not.
I wish that I wish somebody would fact check you like live on the stream. Christopher Reeve never walked. I wouldn't have to fucking do it.
It's you. You're the fact checker. Why do you think I hate it so much?
Okay, so this thing was going around. So don't open up the article if
Okay.
you have already. This thing was going around on Facebook and whatever that this lady was arrested and tased for not wearing her face mask.
Okay.
Okay, did you hear about it?
I did not.
Okay. So here's the fact check that goes along with it.
Oh,
Because it was a bunch of anti-maskers pushing this story out like
Sure.
they're shooting us for not wearing our mask, and they said that they were just going to remind us strongly to wear them.
Yeah.
So here's the fact check. Was a woman arrested at a middle school football game for not wearing a mask? No, that's not true. A video went viral showing a woman not wearing a mask at a football game in Logan, Ohio, and a police officer tasing her, putting her in handcuffs, and taking her away. However, she was arrested on school property for criminal trespassing, not for not wearing the mask, the Logan Police Department said. Okay, so then you're thinking like, okay, so she's been told multiple times you can't come back here, and you're here, and you're being whatever, right?
Yeah. She shouldn't be there, and she's there. Okay, I get it.
Okay. So if you read further,
Mhm.
you find out that the reason why she was considered trespassing
Mhm.
is because a few minutes earlier, they told her if you don't put your mask on, you will be charged with trespassing.
So where I'm standing right now is legal for me to be, but if you say put a mask on, now it's illegal for me to be here, but it has nothing to do with the mask. It's cool. I want to know, that's insane. Is that, oh my God. So,
So this is the quote. This is important. It is important to note the female was not arrested for failing to wear a mask. She was asked to leave the premises for continually violating school policy. Once she refused to leave the premises, she was advised she was under arrest for criminal trespassing. She resisted the arrest, which led to the use of force.
okay, so where it said for continually violating school policy, shouldn't they have said for continually violating the school policy and not wearing a mask? Wouldn't that have made like a world of difference on what they're saying here?
So, okay, to me, the fact check makes it worse because now they're trying to cover up why
Right.
she was tased.
Oh, absolutely.
They should have just led with look. she didn't wear a fucking mask. We told her to wear a mask. She didn't do it. So we fucking tased her. Like what's that? Breonna Taylor, right? So
Yeah.
they kick in the wrong door
Not true.
and they shoot. What do you mean not true?
That's not true. They didn't kick in the wrong door. They were at the right house. Go ahead.
No, they weren't at the right house.
Yes, they were. I'm
they
I'm
weren't.
fact checking you in real time. Yes, they were. They were at the right house. Go
No,
ahead.
they weren't.
Go ahead.
So no, I'm not going to go ahead until we resolve this issue.
No, I
of
want
you-
to see how much of this story you get wrong. I want to see
no,
how many of the
no.
facts of the story you get wrong.
They had the wrong address.
Nope. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, fine. We'll go with that. Go ahead.
Okay, so you admit you fact checked me.
Sure. If that will get you to keep telling your
I don't
story,
even
then
remember
yes.
where I was fucking going with it now. You fucked me. But how can you say it's the wrong house?
You said it was the wrong house.
I mean, how can you say it wasn't the wrong house?
Because it wasn't. They had a warrant for her arrest.
No, they didn't. See, you are wrong. Look it up. Google it right now, motherfucker. I'll Google it on my end. You Google on your end.
Okay.
It's a dual Google off. Yeah,
Okay, it
you
says-
refuse to fucking look.
Because I don't want my keyboard's over there.
So I just
Do
read
you-
about it. I just read about it today. Somebody had used her name
Mhm.
and her address,
Mhm.
and that's what they gave to the police. So they came to that house looking to serve the no-knock warrant,
Mhm.
and they weren't looking for her. They were looking for somebody that gave that information.
Okay.
So they were at the wrong fucking house.
They weren't. But what else did you get wrong about this story? Did
What
they shoot
story?
did they shoot her in her bed while she was sleeping?
I didn't even talk about that. I don't understand where the fuck you're coming at.
You brought up the Breonna Taylor case.
Right. And then all of a sudden you became an expert on something you know nothing about.
Oh, what the fuck is this all of a sudden bullshit?
Okay, so
What the fuck?
tell me your version of the murder.
It was like 2:00 in the afternoon. The cops were driving by. It was perfectly bright day, sunny, nice, and they they drove the first cops that drove by. She was sitting out on her porch, and they waved, "Hey, Breonna, how you doing?" And they drove by. Right, and then
At some point, did she start screaming, "He got a gun"?
no, she flipped those cops off, and the cops were like, "Oh, we were just saying hi." So a couple hours later, another cop car drove by, and they noticed that her porch was swinging, like the swing was swinging, but she wasn't sitting on it anymore, and her door was wide open. So they were like, "Something's wrong with Breonna." So they ran up there thinking something was wrong, and then the boyfriend came out. He was holding on to her like this with a fucking gun, ready to shoot her. So the cops shot, and they missed. Obviously, it's tragic. They missed him, but shot her. You know, it was a tragic case.
Can I hear your version of Trayvon Martin?
I don't even know who that is.
He stole some Skittles.
Is he alive still?
No.
Oh, what's the problem then? Don't steal Skittles. I don't understand. You ever had Skittles? They're great.
Do George Floyd now.
All right, so he used to be a boxer, and then he started selling grills.
And apparently he had asthma because all he did is complain about not being able to breathe.
I should be a fact checker. Oh my god. No, I in all honesty, I have not looked into the Breonna Taylor case at all. I know like nothing about it. I hear people saying a bunch of shit on this side, and then I hear a bunch of people saying shit on this side. I have no idea what's fucking true. I don't fucking know, man.
So why do you automatically take the side that the cops were at the right place?
Because it was funny. Duh. You were so sure, and I just kind of said it out of nowhere, and you the way that you responded was like, no, we're not, and that was funny to me. I immediately got a response out of you, so I went with it.
Oh, okay. So I thought we were in this together trying to get somewhere.
What? Yes, to the funny. And thank you for helping me get there.
Unfortunately, when we get to the funny, I'd like to know we've arrived.
I'll let you know. Oh my God.
So I was reading a couple articles about that, whatever, the lady that shot at the cops from her porch, Breonna Taylor.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You already forgot.
I
I
already
know.
forgot. Yeah.
And the headline is so they said that there was no body cam footage, but now some body cam footage has showed up.
Really? I didn't even hear that.
So the headline was police wade through empty shell casings, like because they fired so many shots.
Uh-huh.
So what kind of picture does that paint in your head?
Do you know how many empty shell casings you would have to shoot to wade through them? How many militaries are we talking about at war here?
So if you read the article, there were 10 shell casings on the floor.
Oh my God. So many to wade through. So, okay, so you did read some stuff about it, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So,
Because I like to be informed.
I know, I don't care. Did the guy, the boyfriend or whatever, did he shoot at the cops first?
I think that's like that Star Wars question. I think
Like did Guido shoot first?
Yeah.
Really?
He shot once anyway.
So it's all kind of up in the air whether or not he was
the fucked up
returning
thing
fire.
One of the cops ended up getting arrested, not for killing her, but because his bullets went through the wall into an apartment next door.
Jesus Christ. But the cops that actually killed her, or if it was the cop that killed her, like the same one that got charged, he didn't get charged for actually killing her.
Right.
Just for not controlling where his bullets went, because he might have killed somebody else that was not black.
You almost killed a white person.
Jesus Christ, man.
You signed very specifically 3 documents that said you will not shoot white people. Did you verify there were no white people in the apartment next door before you unloaded your weapon?
Jesus Christ. What I'm seeing,
I would love for somebody to explain this to me,
Mhm.
that has a better understanding of the law.
Mhm.
If the cops show up at the wrong house, which they did, and they execute a no-knock warrant, which they did,
Mhm.
and somebody gets killed, why is it not the police fault? I don't understand. Like, if the boyfriend, in the boyfriend's mind,
Mhm.
somebody's breaking into their apartment, that's what you're supposed to do, is shoot.
Goddamn right. So my opinion, so somebody above whoever showed up at the scene has to approve a no-knock warrant. That's not, the cops just can't decide, hey, we got a no-knock warrant, let's go. Somebody above them has to decide. Whoever made the decision, yep, no-knock warrant it is, go ahead and go. I think that there should be charges for them as well.
I think we should go 2 levels up above them, too.
Right.
Whoever came up with the term no-knock warrant, they should...
Whoever even says it.
You're arrested for Breonna Taylor's murder.
Right. So I don't know what to fucking believe, because I mean, I hear people saying they had a no-knock warrant, but they decided to knock anyways. Did they? Did they not? I mean, it's always probably better to not believe what the police are saying. I mean, they're probably. I mean, if somebody was dead and I was the one who pulled the trigger, and then all your facts are coming from me for the investigation, it's probably better not to believe everything I say.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if the cops go to the wrong house
Mm-hmm.
and somebody gets killed because they went to the wrong house because they didn't prove their information out, like,
Right.
So if your job is to go to somebody's house and bust open the door and drag somebody out away from their family, away from their livelihood, ruin
Right.
their life,
Yes.
and lock them up, you should make fucking sure that you know who the fuck you're going after.
Yes. I don't know. Is this part true? I heard that the guy they were looking for was in jail. Is that true?
Sure, for the sake of this conversation.
Because I don't, like I said, I don't know what to believe. I never, if
But-
you
but
look at,
if that's your gig, right? Okay, so if that's your job is to go and take somebody,
Mm-hmm.
arrest them for breaking the law,
Mm-hmm.
like you should make sure that, okay, are we sure this is the right guy? Are we positive that we're going to,
So don't you think that part of that is the structure of how we just kind of do things? Like this person decides this person's guilt, we're going to arrest this person. So he signs the paper that says arrest this person. This next person down takes that piece of paper and says, okay, here's the person we're going to arrest. And they just go arrest them, right? There's a gap in there. Who's going to make sure? I mean,
I want all warrants to go through me. I'm going to fact check everybody.
perfect. We should have all warrants go through like a public voting process.
Hold on. There's a comment here that I think I disagree with.
All right.
It says her boyfriend and or ex was dealing drugs out of her apartment. I don't know that that's true. I think that doesn't line up with them having the wrong name and address.
Are you 100% sure they have them? I'm not disagreeing with you. That just seems like everything I'm hearing is everybody says it was false information that they had the wrong address. I'm not telling you that that's true because I don't know. But
So we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to bust this case wide open. Breonna Taylor case and death, what we know.
hold on. Before you read that, can I?
Written by Breonna Taylor's mom. What?
So, okay. Let's just pretend for 2 seconds that it's true. He was dealing drugs out of the house.
Oh,
Do
shoot him.
do you think that she should have ended up dead because somebody's dealing drugs out of her? That's the overarching question, right? That's the who gives a shit if she was if he was dealing drugs, she was dealing drugs, whatever. We have a criminal justice system, right, for people who deal drugs,
So
and it's not murder.
That would be a different conversation. Let's say that he was dealing drugs and she didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just make up our own case. Fuck it.
Right.
That's easy.
Well, yeah, duh. I mean, that's what everybody else is doing.
Okay. He was guilty of dealing drugs. We know
Yes.
that for a fact. He was
Yeah.
bringing in black tar heroin. As soon as he discharged his weapon when the cops were coming to arrest him,
Mhm.
he should be charged with her murder because the cops wouldn't have shot at him if he didn't shoot first. They might have choked him, but she still would have been alive.
But so what's he supposed to do?
No, he's a drug lord in our story.
So
So
drug lords don't have a right to protect their property?
No,
Yes, they do.
no, you don't.
You don't lose the right to protect your property when you sell drugs.
In our made up story, he was also a convicted felon, so he lost his right to own a firearm
How would they know that?
because they had a warrant. They had a knock warrant.
Knock knock. Huh. All right. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Fact check your information that you found.
So what? Okay. The officials agreed to pay $12 million to settle a wrongful death lawsuit.
They're guilty.
Right. I mean,
they're guilty. Doesn't that just sum everything up?
all right. Shortly after midnight on March 13th, Louisville police officers executed a search warrant using a battering ram to enter the apartment of Miss Taylor, a 26-year-old emergency room technician. The police had been investigating two men who they believed were selling drugs out of a house that was far from Miss Taylor's home. But a judge had also signed a warrant allowing the police to search Miss Taylor's residence because the police said they believed that one of the men had used her apartment to receive packages. Miss Taylor had been dating that man on and off for several years, but had recently severed ties with him, according to her family's lawyer. Miss Taylor and her boyfriend, this does not line up with the wrong address thing that I was talking about.
That's kind of what I mean. That's everything I've heard made it sound like they had the right address. But
Miss Taylor and her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, had been in bed, but got up when they heard a loud banging at the door. Mr. Walker said he and Miss Taylor both called out, who's at the door? A battering ram, and you're going, who's there?
who's at the door?
Mr. Walker later told the police he feared it was Miss Taylor's ex-boyfriend trying to break in. After the police broke the door off its hinges, Mr. Walker fired his gun once, striking Sergeant Mattingly in the thigh. The police responded by firing several shots, striking Miss Taylor 5 times. One of the 3 officers on the scene, Detective Brett Hankeson, who has since been fired, shot 10 rounds blindly into the apartment. That's you
Jesus
if you were a cop.
Christ. Oh my God. So when that story first came out, and even now, there's people saying they shot her in her bed. They had the wrong address. People just literally making things up for a story that's already fucked up enough. You don't making things up just makes everything worse because it clouds the whole situation. The story's bad enough that, to prove your point, right?
So what do you think the chances are that it's somebody from the police department that's putting out all these fake facts to try to? It's like the conspiracy theory thing.
That's actually, yeah, I never really thought about that, but you might be right about that. Huh. Crazy. I mean, because how else would it catch that they shot her in her bed or whatever? You know what I mean? What kills me is that everybody that believes that, everybody on one side of the story is wants to talk about how she was a drug dealer and she was all with bad men and blah, blah, blah. And everybody on the other side says she was an EMT going to school and she was just trying to raise her kids and she was a saint. And like, there's a middle story. Like, she was probably just a normal person and maybe she sold drugs and got with bad people, but none of that is relevant to the story, right? Like, as far as how we should view these facts.
No, if you're a drug dealer, you should be shot.
All right. That sucks if you do drugs then, because where are you going to get them?
The cops.
Oh, all right.
Oh, fuck. Running out of time.
Yes, we are. We got about probably 5 minutes and I got to go.
No,
Yes, I got to go to work.
we go till 8:30.
We sure do not.
We always do. We always do the after show chat till 8:30.
No.
All right, we're not doing it like this anymore. This is all fucked up. I had something I wanted to get to, and now
Well, get to it then.
No, not if we got to rush through it in 5 minutes.
I mean, I got to get to work.
You don't work for another 3 fucking hours.
Is that right?
I don't know. What time you got to be at work?
9:30.
Okay, hour and a half.
Right.
You're just not going to follow up with anything. We have an hour and 25 minutes. We can still talk.
Right.
Yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I'm good. It seemed like it threw you off. Like you were, I don't know what you were expecting, but it was like it just the music deal threw you off. You know what I mean?
No, you understand that nobody's listening to this knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't care.
When are you going to send me the show now if you got to run out of here?
As soon as we're done talking, I'm going to have to hurry. The longer we talk, the more it's going to be a fucking rush for me. So that's what I'm telling you. You got about 5 minutes. So wrap it up.
Bye.
Bye.